Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. In today's tour I'm going to show you what I'm growing in the beds, what I've changed up, what I'm designing. I just showed you how I set this up I think last week, and some people were saying, you know, you shouldn't have beds right down the middle, but I just wanted to be clear, this is the walking path down the middle. So I'm growing in containers. I just added those, dropped in some lavender from my previous home right in there, and I'll do a walkthrough. Growing lettuces in containers, they're going to go down the path. Eventually I'll have cattle panel over here. I'll be growing cucumbers, beans, other vine crops. Dropped in my kale from, again, the previous home, out of containers, and you can see I've been eating it. You can eat these the buds. Kale are, they're biennial, so the second year you have them, you're going to try and flower, they're good at bud, and it's absolutely delicious. Hundreds of buds will be on here by the time the season, you know, rolls along. Purple cabbage in there. This is what I use to get tomatoes and peppers out early. I'm also putting them in between there to help deter possibly rabbits. There's no science behind that, but it's just a little bit of an experiment. Rabbits are skittish. They'll see the reflection. They may not be sure what that is, but so far so good. The garden's really been holding up. This was different perennial flowers from different pots. Put them into one, obviously. And one of the goals is to have different flower stations around here to bring in the pollinating insects. And you can just see the use of containers. A bunch of chives. That is lavender. That's going to be part of my Grow as I Grow series that I'm finally getting back on track with. Let's step over to here. This is going to be my sunken container garden. So right along the space here is where my asparagus is, and it's growing down the middle. There's a couple purple passion down there. So over time this whole area is going to fill in with asparagus, but that will be over the next 5, 10, 15 years. So along the back, again, those will be filled with flowers, different edibles. But a sunken container garden I've done at home, in my previous place, and at my community garden. And it's basically taking a container, here's my forearm so you can have a sense of the size, about that size, you know, a good depth to it. You can go a little bit smaller, you can go a little bit larger. But what you do, and I haven't done that yet, I'll be doing a video just on this whole setup. Cut out about 1/3 of the bottom, and then we're going to plant it, the pot actually, about this deep. This allows you to kind of have a raised bed garden with a hole in the bottom. Your plants will grow into the earth. And there are, I think, 24 of these lined up along here. I'm going to grow peppers in here, and you'll be able to put 2 pepper plants. So in that small space right here, I will be able to grow 40 to 50 pepper plants, and they grow extremely, extremely well. In this space, not sure what I'm going to do. That is asparagus in those circles. That's from the previous property. This is artwork broccoli in there. The perennial flowers. All the blueberries from the previous land property are starting to leaf and doing really well, and I will be putting in the ones that I got from as bare roots from a nursery in there probably this week, hopefully. That's an experiment. I actually bought this from, I think it was Home Depot or someplace, and they had 5 jalapeno plants growing there. So I've always been talking about how you can grow 2 pepper plants in a single space. I'm going to see what happens if I grow all 5 in there and just take a look at the production, you know, versus the overcrowding, and we'll see how that goes. But I have my first wave of tomatoes in. Now this is my acclimation station, my potting station that I built, and I wanted to give you a look at everything that's going on in here. So these are mostly things I started indoors. Here's the main wave of tomatoes. It was also a retest for germination. All the tomatoes I sell on my seed shop are germinating. These will be thinned down to 1 plant, grow a little bit longer. You can see tomatoes up there, ready to go into the garden. Flowers, all kinds of different things, doing extremely well. Some people asked about the design of this. This is a 6x8 frame with just fence panel across the top screwed in, and it really is effective. Under here, when I'm first bringing out my plants, I can put them in the shade. You can see how the sun tracks around, so they'll get a little bit of light, but not that much. And remember, when you bring your outdoor plants in outside from inside, the sun can actually damage them. So they slowly have to get used to the sun. All the stuff you see here, I sell at my seed shop for seed starting. Everything down there, you can find that at www.therustedgarden.com. But it's working really well. So this is a 6 foot by 8 foot space on the top, another shelf, 6 foot by 8 foot space. So this is pretty much what I have going on in the garden. Last stop, I did already drop beans right down in there. They're going to climb up this fence, and I will add to the height right through here. But sometimes we're told to save the beans until, you know, June or when it's warmer. I'm in Maryland Zone 7, but you can start dropping them now. So here's a look at what's going on in the garden. It's going to be, I think, fairly well designed. I mean, I kind of get a picture in my head, start designing. It's fairly well designed in the sense that I'm going to really maximize the use of the space in here and really have a lot of production to share with family and friends. So this is what's going on at the garden. Hope things are going well with you. It's a great weekend here. I know some people are waiting for the snow to end in the middle of the United States and stuff, so hopefully spring comes along and everybody gets out in the garden. Thanks for watching, and please check out my YouTube channel.